Helen Yee here with Eyes on the Game, being joined by the one and only Mr. Jason Mayhem Miller. Now, I last spoke to you before the UFC fights were going on this past weekend. Now, I kind of want to do a little recap of the fights because I saw a few of your tweets about Germaine and her fight against Amanda and, of course, the Colby fight. So, first off, what did you think about the fight between Germaine and Amanda?
Well, you know, Nunes looked as powerful as ever and utilized her ground game, which, you know, I really thought that was going to, you know, we all knew that that would be kind of the deciding factor. And Germaine really impressed me, not only with her kickboxing, which I knew was good already, but the way she just, you know, kind of put it on Nunes a couple times was super impressive. Never made, you know, I've never seen anyone make Nunes look that human before. I mean, you can argue that there are other fights where, you know, she showed, you know, holes in her armor. But, I mean, Germaine, I think with the upgrade on her ground game, she'll just be fantastic because, you know, that was the missing piece of the puzzle. And I think she's just not comfortable yet utilizing that. As I understand, she was training with AKA and, you know, they have a really great program there. And, you know, I think that her ground game will continue wherever she trains. You know, I think that focus will be on her ground game. I think that she definitely has the potential, you know, to be a contender once again. You know, I'm interested to see how her career develops and how she, you know, upgrade. She changes things from her kickboxing and wrestling game as they start to develop. I think she'll continue to be a danger in the women's division.
But like I said, you did tweet about it. You are a black belt and a coach. So would you ever bring her in and help train her?
You know, it's definitely possible. I haven't reached out or anything. If I hear from her, that'd be great. I have some ideas about what she can do to improve, you know. And you know, each fighter's career is their own, and they have to make their decisions, all those tough decisions. But yeah, I felt like the whole time I was like, oh my God, if she just, and if they just did. I was doing that the whole time, the whole fight. I was so, you know, because when you have like this kind of raw talent like that, and you see like places, you know, as a coach, you could see places where if we just push the athlete in this direction a little bit more, then they will make a big jump up. You know, it's sort of like when you learn jiu-jitsu, when you learn martial arts, you learn things very slowly and then all of a sudden. So I think if she just puts a little bit in of these new things into her game, she'd be a whole different fighter.
What about the co-main event? The titles changed hands to Alex Volkanovski.
Man, that was a fantastic fight because it was nice to see Volkanovski, you know, like conform to a game plan, and it just come together. Totally throw Max Holloway, who is, you know, arguably the greatest of all time at that weight class. Is very interesting to see him get thrown completely off his game, you know, because of those leg kicks. Landing those leg kicks, I mean, that was the smartest plan that you know, that his coaches could come up with, I really think. And it was like just executed to perfection. Those rugby kicks to the knee, those rugby kicks were just brutal and totally changed the whole flow of the fight. And Max Holloway works the best when he's pushing the guy backwards, and it just stopped that whole, you know, if he's orthodox and gets the guy to go backwards, then he's just so dominant. But you know, Volkanovski just used those rugby kicks to perfection. Suddenly it was a whole different fight.
Now, Henry Cejudo did make a tweet, like, if he moved up a weight class and fought Alex Volkanovski, how do you see that fight playing out?
I don't see why Cejudo's chasing after that. And, you know, maybe it's a big money fight. I say, okay, good, you know. And I think that Cejudo is a totally different style fighter as Max Holloway, and Volkanovski was going to have to come up with like a whole different game plan because he's a different kind of beast. But at the same time, too, I think that jump in weight class is a little bit, you know, we've seen guys get real brave and jump up a weight class and maybe do good at the beginning of the fight, but the reality is 10 pounds is a lot of weight when you're in there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 25 minutes. It's just a whole different, it just chips away at a fighter's stamina to be not only carrying some extra weight, but then also fighting a guy who is coming down from maybe 20 more pounds. So, it's good on Cejudo. Hey, look, there's one thing you could say is that he's one of the bravest fighters, like to ever fight the sport, ever do the sport. He's a really, he's got no fear, but at the same time, I don't know why. What do if he really wants to prove himself in that way, great. Let's see it. I'd love to watch it. But at the same time, a dude who just came from, Joe Rogan said 260 pounds, down to that weight class. Okay, that's a big difference. That's a big weight difference.
Yeah. Well, he is 2-division world champion right now. Are you a fan of his cringe act?
What? Nah, I can't say. I'll have to watch this. Cringe?
Wait, have you not seen some of his like tweets and stuff?
I don't do the internets. I don't do the email. Nah, I unfortunately, I guess the algorithm doesn't put that in my inbox.
Oh, so you're back from still in the MySpace days,
Yeah,
right?
I'm still trying to get you in my top 8.
But what about a fight that was very close, controversial, Jose Aldo, Marlon Moraes? Did you score it for Jose?
Yeah, I was with the rest of us that was like, huh? It could have been a draw. I thought it was going to be draw. I was like, that was a draw then. Nah. And I kind of get it. Maybe. I don't know, to be honest, because, like, to really know what's in the head of the judges, you'd have to, showcase the judges saying their decision like American Idol, which is a plan I have. But, the reality is that the way the sport currently works, you can't know. Like, they're not going to justify, they're the judges and they're going to lay it down the way they want to lay it down. And all you could do is boo and shit post about it.
Well, speaking of booing, what did you think about the main event? A lot of people were booing Colby Covington, but, he broke his jaw in the fight, and then Usman finished him in the 5th. How did you score it going into the 5th?
Well, first of all, a lot of people were angry about the stoppage at the end there. And, what I understand is the way the fight was scored, the judges released their scorecards that Colby was up. So, this conversation would be much different had they let that fight go on. Yeah. But then again, I kind of like to, I don't mind when the referee errs on the side of fighter safety. But then again, he was trying to go for a single leg. But then again, he did take a lot of damage in that fight. So, it was like one of those wild ones where nobody can be happy. Everybody's mad at the end. But then again, Marty, I think he showcased a dominant performance, even though it wasn't like his other fights where he just grinds the guy out. It turned into this wild kickboxing fight where the guys were kind of just slugging it out, and that was good. That was really exciting to watch. They kind of gave everybody what they wanted to see. And, Colby, bless his heart, he's going to be, Christmas through a straw. But that's part of the game, if you take big risks, sometimes you don't get the rewards.
What do you think should be next for Colby and for Usman?
I don't know how stoked the public would be for a rematch. I'd like to see it, but at the same time, I also want to see Usman, now that he's got that heat that Colby brought, now showcase Usman. Let's see more of what he can do. He's such a fantastic fighter. It'd be a shame, and on top of that, Colby's going to be out for a while, can't really train. So give us Usman something in February, and maybe later in the spring, have Colby come back, fight a good guy, and show us why he's there. Because he's not just there because he just talks smack. You know what I mean? He's also there because he's a fantastic fighter. So, build these guys back up and let's have a rematch maybe summertime. Maybe next year in the winter again, depending on how everything goes. I think it could definitely, rivalries sell tickets. And if we get a rivalry stoked, I think that next year could be a fantastic year for both guys.
Now, looking at 2020, Conor McGregor making his return against Donald Cerrone. How do you see that fight playing out?
Well, I think Cerrone still got some tread left on the tires. I think he's a very dangerous opponent for Conor, especially if Conor just tries to get in a slug contest. At the same time, it's going to be one of those fights where I feel like Conor's going to be super hungry. He's kind of like had a bad run lately, and he'll probably get his shit together and give Cowboy the fight of his life. I'd like to see some of their training camp if I could. I'd like to see a little bit, just kind of previews the run up to change my mind. I just think that Cerrone is big. It's one of those things again, guys jumping up weight classes and not realizing that weight will kind of change the fight. And so, my fanboy kind of wants Conor to win, but my logical mind tells me that maybe Cerrone's got the edge.
So you're a fan of Conor?
Yeah. I mean, look, how can you not be? This man, he's done so much for the sport, and, I don't like him in that fanboy way. You know what I mean? I mean, his tattoos are cute, but but I get what he does. He's really smart. He's done so much for the sport to not just bring it to the mainstream, but just slap it in the face, and everything. Even the Mayweather fight was good. He just really cranked us up to another level, and I appreciate that.
And lastly, with the holidays right around the corner and the New Year's, what are your plans?
I'm just gonna have fun doing nothing and being radical like the Democrats. It's gonna be definitely a nice calm holiday for me. It's my birthday, so wish me happy birthday.
Happy birthday! No birthday plans either.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm cool.
No cake?
Cake. Nah, I don't need a cake. I'm a simple man.
I would have brought you one. I'll bake you one next time I see you.
Oh, thank you very much. Merry Christmas to you, Helen Yee.
And Happy New Year.